education that I'm thinking it's more than an OUI conviction, which is a loss for Ms. Reed.
Interesting. So you think it's, I'm sorry, just to reiterate that, you think it's more than an OUI case?
Yeah, why would they take up all of today and part of yesterday if it was going to be an OUI only conviction, if that was what was going to happen? The problem is this is truly a black box. You know, people, you read crazy things on the internet about what's going on in the jury room. Nobody has a clue. Nobody has a clue. It's a black box. We're all just wondering. We can get some indications, but we might as well be guessing who the Pope is going to be based on the smoke coming out of the Sistine Chapel.
So, Judge, if it turns out that she is only found guilty on that OUI charge, you know, I think the family, obviously, of John O'Keefe would be very disappointed. But, you know, potential penalty in that case, does the impact of any of these other charges, would that play into anything that would happen in terms of sentencing?
No, the other charges will, I can say with a lot of confidence. I can't guarantee it, but I'm 99.9% sure that if she's found guilty of operating under the influence only, nothing else, they will, the judge will sentence her to the so-called 24D program, which is a loss of license.
Sorry, we have to interrupt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that 12
We're going to go back to court
and
the judge.
Yes.
May I inquire?
Yes.
Mr. Foreman, members of the jury, have you agreed upon a verdict? Yes. Thank you. May I see the papers? Mr. Foreman, have the verdicts just been placed in this envelope and have they been in your presence ever since? Yes. Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you? No. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do all of you agree? Yes. Thank you. 002, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Of?
Is not guilty or guilty of that charge or any lesser included charge?
Lesser included.
Thank you. Specifically, number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct?
Yes.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty.
So say you all?
Yes.
003, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? Yes. So say you all?
Yes.
Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records that you upon your oath say the defendant on 001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
All right, jurors, everybody please be seated. Jurors, we thank you for your service. We're going to send you back. Your service is complete. I'd like to come back and talk to you for a little bit afterwards. So thank you very much.
All rise. Jurors, follow me.
So there you have it. There is a verdict in the Karen Reed retrial. Not guilty of second-degree murder. Not guilty of manslaughter. However, the jury says she is guilty of operating under the influence. And on the third charge, not guilty of leaving the scene of an accident that ended in death.
In writing within 10 days that you do not want these records sealed. To request that these records not be sealed, you may use the request not to seal form, which is posted on the trial court's website on mass.gov. I cannot accept the form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided on the form. Please be aware that if the records regarding the charges which you have been found not guilty are sealed, you will be unable to access the sealed record of the not guilty dispositions or any other records regarding those charges. If you want copies of any documents regarding those charges before the records are sealed, you should request copies from the court within 10 days. Do you understand? Thank you.
All right, so we need a date for sentencing. Can we do it next week?
And we would be prepared to go forward today.
Okay? Okay.
Now, if you are just tuning in, we do want to let you know about those charges. Karen Reed found not guilty by the jury on second degree, not guilty on that manslaughter charge, but they did find her guilty of the OUI charge. And in that moment, we know you're getting a look outside right now. When this was happening, you could hear inside the courtroom, you can hear the Free Karen Reed chants. So you're getting a look outside at some of the supporters. But what you did also see while this was being read was a very visibly emotional Karen Reed. You could see her wipe tears from her eyes. You could see her hug her team around her. Just a very emotional moment when that was read.
Let's listen in again to the judge.
Okay.
We ask that she be treated no differently, no better.
So I'm happy to do it. All right. Thank you all.
1 year probation, 1 year probation on docket number 002, the lesser included offense of operating under the influence. 1 year probation.
Quiet, please.
All right. So now.
The 24D program is.
Please exit
Thank
the
you.
courtroom immediately. All rise.
Okay,
Goodbye.
so much was happening there, and the judge saying goodbye there after what has been a very long process. Let's bring in Cheryl Fiandaca again. Again, not guilty for that murder, second degree, not guilty for manslaughter, but under the subcharge of OUI, she was found guilty. I have never, ever, Cheryl, seen when a verdict is read that you could hear supporters all the way outside of the building.
Oh, it was very, very loud. You could hear them all screaming. You know, they were euphoric. You know, as you heard the judge